This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us here today for this edition of USVI News. I'm Brissa Bradfield. Emily Matson has the day off. Well, as we begin a new week, COVID-19 cases remain steady here in the U.S. Virgin Islands and continue to decline. There are currently just 36 active COVID cases territory-wide, with 30 on St. Croix, 5 on St. Thomas, and just 1 active case on St. John. And meantime, life expectancy in the U.S. is still taking a hit due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's all according to new research published in the journal Nature Human Behavior on Monday. Researchers found life expectancy in 2021 was still lower than expected in 29 countries, including the U.S. But while other countries saw some bounce back from 2020 losses, the U.S. actually saw its average number of years a person can expect to live further decline. Life expectancy at birth dropped every year for the U.S. between 2019 and 2021, from 79.8% to 77.4%. The U.S. had the third largest decline, despite it being a country with widely accessible vaccines. Researchers noted countries that had higher proportions of its population fully vaccinated experienced smaller deficits in life expectancy. In meantime, Ukrainian officials say a fresh wave of Russian airstrikes today hit an energy facility in Kyiv, while another attack in a northwestern city left residents without water or electricity. It comes just a day after at least 8 people were killed in attacks on multiple Ukrainian cities using Iran-provided drones. Now that move has now sparked more international outcry against Russia, and now the U.S. and Europe are also threatening possible punishment for Tehran. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
New outrage after Russia launched deadly attacks on several major Ukrainian cities using Iranian-made drones that explode on impact. Protesters at the Iranian embassy in Kyiv demanded Iran stop providing the weapons to Russia.
The United States strongly condemns Russia's missile strikes today, which continue to demonstrate Putin's brutality.
The White House slammed the attacks, while the State Department said Iran's transfer of the drones to Russia is a violation of a United Nations Security Council resolution.
This is something that we're continuing to monitor closely on our end, and we're in close touch with our allies and partners, including those in the United Nations, to address Iran's dangerous proliferation of weapons to Russia.
Ukraine is fighting back. This video shows Ukrainian police working to shoot down the unmanned aircraft. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says his forces have destroyed at least 37 drones since Sunday. He also called on the world to give his country more air defense systems. Despite the recent escalation in Russian attacks, there were hugs, smiles, and tears among this group of Ukrainian women prisoners of war after they returned to their families in a massive prison swap.
Well, turning now to the latest out of the tourism industry, American Airlines has agreed to pay millions of dollars to settle a lawsuit over alleged bogus baggage fees. The settlement was revealed in court documents filed in Texas on Friday. The documents state American has agreed to pay at least $7.5 million to those who accused it of requiring some passengers to pay checked baggage fees, even when they were promised free checked bags. The fees were charged between 2013 and 2021 to some credit card holders and frequent or first-class flyers. As part of the settlement, American will provide full refunds to those who paid the improperly charged fees, but they must file valid claims in a timely manner. Those who are already a part of the class action lawsuit will be notified of the settlement and how to submit their claims. And turning to Puerto Rico, where the financial effect of Hurricane Fiona when it comes to agriculture now exceeds the $100 million mark. And today we're hearing from a farmer on the island on how they're recovering and how they're doing. Our Francis Felix reports.
Farms around the island were harshly affected due to the passage of Hurricane Fiona. We talked with the owner of Finca Pastoreo in Dorado, who told us about the impact in production, the damage caused, and also what they are doing to get back on track.
But it was worse than Maria.
Those are the words commonly used by locals in the aftermath of Hurricane Fiona. Recent data confirmed that estimated damage to the agricultural sector due to Fiona exceeds $100 million. The main damage was to banana, coffee, and vegetable crops. Farm Pastoreo, in addition to eggs, sells meat, chicken, pork, and lamb. Their operations were impacted. The whole farm was flooded during the hurricane, something they didn't expect.
It was the whole farm, but the area that was most affected was the laying hens, because we also have chicken for meat, but we had processed all those, so we didn't have any in the field. But nothing happened to our pasture pigs or our pasture cattle or beef or the sheep. All those animals are in good condition. I mean, the ones that couldn't handle the flooding were the hens, and we guess, I mean, that it was like a flash a flooding, that the others were able to move and everything, but I mean, we had a problem. And they had places where they could go higher, but for some reason it didn't happen. So we don't know exactly what was the situation. It happened in the middle of the night, and it surprised us because we did the safety measurement to make sure that nothing would happen to them, but we were not expecting something worse than Maria.
In Finca Pastoreo, almost 70% of the hen's population was lost due to the flash floods of Fiona. More than 4,000 died, and there are about 2,000 in production, but still not enough for the increasing demand. The hardest part has been losing everything after hard work. The farm owner explained that local farmers are supporting each other during this time.
These are very hardworking people, and we have very good relationship because we carry many of their products in our store, in our farm, and we see what happened after the hard work of planting and you know, having almost ready to harvest and then losing everything, so or a large part. So it's difficult. We are all kind of supporting each other, trying to overcome this.
Part of the efforts Farm Pastoreo are working on is the program Adopt a Hen, encouraging the support of locals and friends.
We're trying to get more hens to see if in a month we can be more or less at that production. We have a program to adopt a hen where the customer gets 2 dozen of eggs. They pay a little bit more to help us restore the farm, but they can participate in that program that is a membership of 6 months.
Padro confirmed that it will take the farm more than 6 months to fully recover and increase production. From Dorado, Puerto Rico, Frances Felix reporting.